Come with the evening. FTV Sports. What a game. What a game. Champions League football. I love it. Liverpool, Anfield, AC Milan. Amazing, amazing game. How we feeling?
Worn out. Mentally drained. Gone through every single emotion tonight.
That's just Champions League, isn't it? It just sums up the way we do Champions League anyway.
Yeah.
Don't make it easy.
There's no team that does it like us.
Not at all.
No.
But this is my final emotion of the night.
Yeah.
That was my moment of the night. I love that. Thiago is just like, yeah, pick me up, boss.
That was my exact expression, and then I saw the replay and caught picking up Thiago. I went, oh, that's it.
Jeez. Okay, right. Let's get some order. Okay, so the team sheet, there was a lot of changes that wouldn't really expecting. So we had Gomez back in, we had Origi on. When you saw that lineup, let's take it back. When I saw that lineup, I was a bit intrigued. I was thinking, okay, has Klopp been like planning something with these guys, in the training ground behind the scenes? Do they have like a plan? Is he trying to surprise Milan so they're not expecting a usual play? I don't know. Potsy, what did you think when you saw the lineup?
To be honest, I was more surprised that Van Dijk wasn't involved. That was the biggest surprise for me. Origi, again, is a bit of a surprise, but Mane hasn't been at his best recently. I can understand him wanting to mix things up a little bit, and obviously with the injuries that we've got in that position, it wasn't that big of a surprise. But of course, Origi being involved or still at the club is a surprise in itself. But yeah, Van Dijk not being there. Joe Gomez especially coming in rather than Konate, for his first game since November last year, Champions League game. And lineup wise, they were the two biggest surprises for me, but obviously can't complain right now.
I know. Nick, how do you think Gomez did? Because obviously all of us looking in, we're thinking, what? Resting Verge? We've got a tough run of games at the moment, and I mean, of all the games you'd think to rest Verge, is he thinking, Premier League's a bit more full on? Does he just have that much faith in Gomez to think, yeah, he's cool, we can handle it? Is he saving Gomez for Champions League? Is that going to be his thing now?
Well, we can't really say. But what I did see was that Gomez looked like he had not left. He hadn't been out for about 7-8 months, Yeah. So for us to actually watch him playing and doing what he was doing, I was like, did he injure himself last season? One of them? Because with some players, they need some time and games to get back up to speed. Joe looked like he hadn't been away. And that, I feel, has got to be partly down to the coaching and the training staff, Klopp's ethos, and the camaraderie of the team. And the fact that he knows he's got a job to do, so we've got to.
I mean, him and Verge were like together, injury buddies, weren't they? They were training together. He did play quite a few. He played a few games in pre-season. Him and Verge coming on doing the same amounts of minutes. Obviously, Verge is always going to get that first place. I see what you're saying with Konate, but I feel like Gomez is the experienced, older trophy tester. He's the
experience. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I get the decision to choose Gomez, and I thought he looked really good tonight, which is obviously going to help his confidence, and which is a big thing as well, because that much time out, you want to come back with a good performance and build that confidence again, like Van Dijk, against Norwich. We saw how emotional he got at the end of that after his journey. And I can imagine Joe Gomez maybe in a similar position now. So no, he did brilliantly. Of course, I just want to see Konate, but
I know.
Like I thought, it would have been perfect. Thought would have been perfect to bring him on to go up against Giroud, and have that hike. So I was surprised that Gomez was the one who stayed on him. But to be fair, he managed them.
Did Giroud actually come on in the end? I don't know. I didn't really.
Yeah, he did, but then he
hearing that much. I heard them looking for him.
He kept on getting passed about between Matip and Gomez. Matip was like, "Here, take that one." Gomez went, "Yeah, okay, put it in my pocket."
I know.
And then Gomez went, "Yeah, take that, Joe." Yeah, I'll take that.
Let's just do a couple of comments quickly, and then I'm going to go on to Trent's goal. I know it was an own goal, but come on now.
Evening, people.
Monday from Manu Agenda, the old boy. He's hurting from the young boys. I'm sorry, Amanda. I had to get that in. What a great game. I love Monday because he's a football fan first and foremost, and he appreciates good football. So I appreciate you coming on Monday. We've got our little mate Reese. Yes, Reese, loving it. So buzzing tonight. Great to see Nicholas Jens and Potsy. Of course.
You too, Monday.
The dream team. Please, you have to at some point admit that Fab was far too ahead of the play for the 2 Milan goals. We'll get on to that. Yeah, we'll get on to that. I know you've got your own thing.
We got you.
Yeah. The starting 11, Reese was a bit nervous. We dominated them, and another comeback against Milan. Absolutely.
What we do.
We just don't do things easy. Reese, I feel Origi played all right tonight. Nothing too bad to say about him. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to go on to Origi at some point. Definitely.
Yeah. Adrian Bell, evening. Big up the FTB crew. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. Hi, Reese, bet you're buzzing. What else have we got? Yo, Trimmer, thanks for the support. What a game. There was someone else. Look, they're all just enjoying it. Everyone's just getting vibes. Yeah. Okay. So first 20 minutes of the game was just classic us coming out, heavy metal, held them in their box. I loved the setup. I loved how we had them pinned. And then Trent's goal. I know it's his own goal, but come on now.
Bit of fortune. You could see what he wanted to do, and that was just to flash that ball right across from AC Milan's keeper's nose. I mean, because that's how close he was. But that trailing leg bounced. I can't catch it. 1-0. Get in there. At the end of the day, we really don't care how they're going. I'm sorry, I do. I'm a bit of a purist, but an own goal is an own goal.
Yeah. Potsy, best right back in the world. I mean, not always. He's 22.
He didn't show it. He didn't really show it tonight. Let's be honest. But in terms of the goal, I'll take any goal. And the build-up play to get him in that position was beautiful. I thought, that first 15, 20 minutes, I haven't seen that Liverpool for a long time. Just absolutely dominating a team. Like I think we had 13 shots in the first 15 minutes. We just absolutely bossed it. And, to do that against a team like AC Milan, who, came second in Serie A last season. They got some really good players in their team. And, we absolutely just manhandled them for that time. I think you could tell it's been a long time since we've seen that Liverpool, because they definitely got tired out during the half. But the start we saw, man. I mean, honestly, if we can do that in every game, it would just be absolutely devastating for anyone we face. It was ridiculous.
I'd say the pressure that we need to give should ebb and flow. 15, 20 minutes of pure unadulterated heavy metal pressure, and then ease up a little, and then pressure them again. And that's what I saw we were doing tonight.
Yeah, I like the fact that we did that, like you said, in waves tonight. And with the whole range of squad. Everyone seemed to have a go. Like people talk about depth, we didn't have Bobby. We didn't have Virgil on, and we still managed 20 minutes of heavy metal pressure. Champions League AC Milan.
Don't even know what formation was at the end of that game. We had six midfield, we had 6 central midfielders on the pitch.
It was like, what's Curtis playing? What's his role?
I know, I didn't know.
Lads,
I think it was a floater tonight, to be fair.
It was the most unorthodox 4-4-2 at the end of the game. Like Mane and Ox as the strikers, which makes no sense. Then you got Curtis Jones, Thiago, Fabinho, Milner. Obviously it worked in the end. And but
it was like 6-0, wasn't it? Klopp's just flinging them out. Like, go and have some fun. It was
a pre-season game at the end, with substitution decisions. But
so after that 20 minutes, though, came some errors. So my take on that first goal, there was a man on the edge of the box, and nobody was marking him.
It was Trent's man.
It was Trent's man. But is this also showing how Virgil and Matip are just telepathic almost? They know where each other's going to be. Or Virgil is very vocal. So if he's come out, he will say, whoever it is, get that fucking man over there. You get him
Exactly. And Matip wasn't there when that killer pass went through.
I mean, for me, for the first goal, I think Joe Gomez should have continued to track Rebic. Because he was with him until the edge of the box, and then he turned his attention on to the ball handler and then left him free. And yes, Trent should have already been back and in position, but I think we had Fabinho, we had Matip, we didn't need a third person in way of the ball handler. I think, for me, Gomez should have just continued to trap Rebic.
And I think that's a breakdown in communication. Look,
it's the first game back, isn't it?
But I can see what he's saying. Fab push forward, but he does like to do that, and he does often do that. And they take it in turns to push up and come back.
That's the only thing with Fab, isn't it? Like if the 1% of the time he doesn't read the game right, like the second goal, he just doesn't have the legs. Like he's not quick, so he doesn't have to get back into that position. So sometimes it's gonna happen. It is, but I was dumbfounded. I mean, could you imagine, a fan, we watching us win, dominate this game for 40 minutes and think, you know what, I really just need to go for a shit right now. And then they do their business and they come back down and we're 2-1 down. It's like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, that's how I felt. I was just watching that going, what the fuck has just happened? Like, I don't get
that
this.
Second goal, I didn't even take it in. I don't even know what happened for that.
I was still recovering from the first.
I think the team were. I think that's what it was. I think they were still like, wow, what the fuck happened there?
48 seconds. That's how long it took before Milan got their second. 48 seconds.
That's how you got to pop us. That's how you get a goal against us, isn't it? You catch us quick when we're down.
All I'd say is for that second goal, I think Robbo could have cleared it. I think
on the line.
Not just on the line though. When he was running to get the ball, he slid in to block it with his body. I think he had enough time to just boot it, or just to get a bigger foot on the ball to clear it a bit further.
Possibly. Yeah.
I think it was a bit more dramatic than it needed to be. In terms of what he did there. But
ultimately, it shouldn't have got to that point.
Oh, it should never. No, Milan shouldn't. Were just not in the game at all at that point, and it's funny looking back at it though, because obviously they scored that second goal, and then when cameras are going on to one of their fans crying, I bet he's crying for a different reason now.
Because at first there was, what's his name in the
it was their manager. It was their manager running onto the pitch, going crazy, Simeone when Morata scored. Which won the game. This has only got you 2-1 up at half time, and he's running on the pitch celebrating. You've got the fans crying in the stands. But
how big are we? How big are we that they score a goal at half time and they're crying, running on the pitch? How big are we that we've made people do this? Do you know what I mean?
I've got to admit, though, Italians are pretty dramatic people.
They are very passionate.
From that country, it's going to rub off on you.
They are very, very passionate fans, that's for sure. But I mean, it's still half time. It's half time and he's crying like Ralph Hasenhuttl did when Southampton beat us. Like, you know, that was the final whistle. I don't know if they realised that it was only half time, but you know, it's
it was funny.
It's funny looking back now. Wouldn't have been if we didn't get those 2 goals, but it's funny now.
I know.
Funny now.
Right. So then we went in half time, and clearly Klopp must have said something and said, right.
Yeah.
I think that was also, like you said, we were pressing and holding back, holding back. We just realized we can't hold back too much like that. We need to come out and we get another goal. Exactly. And then, so second half we came out, and it was a bit of the same, wasn't it? You felt a bit like, if we don't get a goal in a minute, we're pressing. But if we don't get a goal in a minute, they're going to think, oh, hang on a minute. Because I felt like we had all that time pressing and nothing was happening. And every time you shoot and miss, the other team get a little bit more confident. And I kept thinking in the second half, is this going to happen again? And then obviously it didn't. One thing I've just realized, because it was such a dramatic evening, the penalty.
Oh, yeah.
About the penalty.
I've completely
What evening is this? Like, the penalties, like, feels like 3 days ago.
It really, like, I've just, you know what? I've absolutely blanked on that until you mentioned it. Like, I've just completely forgot that happened.
Game of football, in a way, it's like no one can say, you went on. I don't give a shit anyway if they had have done, but you know.
I mean, it's I think they said he scored 17 in a row.
That's right.
Before that miss, but I completely forgot about that.
Do you know what I loved though? When he missed, all the crowd started singing Mo Salah, Mo Salah. You know what I mean? So it's not like they were like, oh, fucking Mo, like you missed the penalty. They all started chanting his name, bigging him up, made him feel good. But I don't know. I had a bit of like, oh, you know, I did feel a bit.
Were you feeling a little bit anxious?
I wonder, maybe because he scored the last one and everyone was going, Salah don't miss penalties. So he might have thought, that might have played on his mind a little bit. The goalkeeper looked pretty lively though. He looked like he was trying to.
He's a good keeper, man.
That's true.
So true. Yeah, I mean, look, it wasn't a great penalty. You knew what he was going for. He just didn't get the elevation. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we walk away with 3-2 win, and that's not even in the memory. Like, that's how crazy this game was, especially the second half.
Definitely.
Now, when you think we started the second half, like I said, it reminded me very much of the Sevilla game in the Europa League final, where you know they just pushed straight on us in the second half, and then the ball goes through Hendo's legs. They've scored. I'm going, oh my! I was so glad for the offside. Yeah. So glad.
And I was literally doing a voice note at the time, and I was like, thank God for that. You can ask on Monday.
And I was just, it just brought back some bad memories when I saw that. I was thinking, oh no, here we go. No, thank God for the offside rule.
They just held the line enough.
Hendo because it was Hendo's leg that was made it a bit like when they said the replay, I thought they might actually give this, you know.
It dropped a little favorably. Can we quickly talk about Matip again?
We can, of course, any day. I love talking about Matip.
Let's go to Matip.
My guy. Right. Okay. Apart from
some of his passes,
a couple of errors in the first and second half, his range of passing.
Yeah.
People, if you don't watch Joel Matip, he's a defender to watch. Okay, for a ball carrying CB, come on. He's lanky, he's rangy, he's got an impressive range of passing in his box. Locker. So for me, I was like, oh yeah, definitely. And there were times when I thought that he was going to score. Seriously. After, what was it, the first or second corner that we had? And he actually got his head to it.
Yeah. Oh, I screamed and my kids were like, Mum, shut up.
I don't know what it is. He just doesn't seem to get power in his headers, does he?
No.
He just can't seem to generate that power. I love my favorite thing about Joel is just the way he runs into the final third, man. He's better than Prime Zidane. I'm saying it now. Like the way he carries that ball is better than what Zidane could ever do, man. Like he would run through midfield. They can't even touch him. He gets to the edge of the box, and then he's just perfect. I really, really hope he just stays fit this season because we'll win the lot with him. Him and Van Dijk will win the lot.
Him and Virgil they're prime, aren't they? I mean, the aftermatch me and James did the other day, because he basically nearly scored, didn't he? He set up the goal, massive, breaking through. And we were just saying, if they had player cam still, you remember player cam?
Yeah.
I'd always have it on Joel. Always. Like, I'll just be watching Joel because I love him. His character, his funny faces. I love him. Love him.
Can't beat him, man. You can't beat him. He's just an enigma. He really is.
He's a great guy. Just going to do some comments quickly a minute. Reese is cracking open a Ribena for Milner. Yeah, Reese, you're young, so you have to have the Ribena.
Nothing stronger for you, my man.
Blessings. Hendo, you sexy bastard. So we're gonna get onto him in a minute. And I was the same. On Monday, best get right back in position in the world, Trent.
Come on now,
At least our right back stays on the pitch. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? And create.
He doesn't jump in. He could be stronger in the tackles though. He just flicks his leg too many times. Just put a foot in.
I know. Do you think he's just a bit lazy because he thinks, Virgin Matip?
Literally, like
stretch myself.
I don't know what it is when he just flicks his leg up or just go for it. Just get stuck in. But not like
what he brings though, it kind of balances it out. And
he's still the best right back in the world, and he can put a tackle in when he needs to, but he just doesn't do it as often as he should.
And he's 22.
Generational.
22. Shit, 22. It's a long one here. Barbados MUFC. Liverpool have the best right back. Bayern have the best left back. Was an exciting game between two juggernauts tonight. What did you think about the other results? You go and watch their channels.
I'll be honest. I haven't seen any of the other results. I have people telling me in my TikTok watch along what the other scores were. Apparently, Ajax did really well. I think Atletico and Porto last time I heard was 0-0, which is perfect. Yeah. I don't know if there was a winner in that one. Bayern have the best left back. I'm sorry, Barbados. We've got the best left back. We've got the best left back.
I'll take Robbo any day. He didn't even look tired. People were talking about, us getting tired out. I have never seen Robertson tired. Ever.
Exactly.
Ever.
Come on, man.
He's just fueled on my improvement.
Even when he was injured, he was out for what? Samikas must have thought.
A couple of days, man.
I do feel a bit bad for Tsimikas because he had a really good start. Good start to the season,
I honestly think that Tsimikas is going to get more of a run in our domestic league, our domestic cup games. Konate is going to get a run out in them as well.
Yeah. Everyone's going to have their little.
Everyone will get a run out at some point in the season, definitely.
Origi.
I'll get on to him once we're done.
Let's just get through some of these and we're going to get on. We're going to go through the players. Okay. Adrian, so happy we got back on track straight after we came back from the break. Absolutely. Yeah. Evening, Daz TV, another huge comeback against the mighty AC. This is what we do. This is what we do. Well-deserved win.
Priority this time.
Yeah.
Come on now, none of that.
Every time we had a corner, my kids were like, "Shut up, Mum!" I kept going, "Corner taken quickly, Origi." That was all we needed tonight, wasn't it? That was all we needed. I was like, "Come on, Trent. Come on, Origi. Pairing up, champions." Solo, big up Solo. This is Man United agenda, main man. Big up, guys. You got away with it tonight.
Really?
I don't think Solo.
You watch that game again, Solo. Might want to watch that game again.
Do you know what I mean? Look, you got Adrian Ward now. He's like, what happened? I missed it. You didn't miss nothing. You just missed a very good game of football. And on Monday, I am officially a Matip convert, Nicholas. I've been schooling on Monday about Matip and showing him the little clips, you know, with Virgil going, legend.
Legend. His t-shirt. I still want to
welcome to the cult of Matip.
Yeah.
We
Has
love it.
Matip ever been phased? No. I've never seen him worried, stressed. I think him and Virgil, the combination, they're just calm.
Perfect. Perfect.
I think the most irate I've seen him. Do you remember that clip? I can't remember they were playing. What's his name? Great legend. Virgil like barged him onto the floor. Oh, what's his name? Is it Lewandowski? Oh, my mind's gone now. On Monday, remember this. So Virgil's barged him onto. Yeah. So he's barged him onto the floor and he's going like this. Matip's like, get up, get up. And then he walks up. It's like going like that.
I love his angry walk. It's just stomps. He just stomps.
Yeah. I know, right?
Hilarious.
Mate, what's up with
you are lucky.
Talk.
We made our own luck. It was a fantastic game. We played absolutely amazing.
I'll just say we had more shots in the first 2 minutes against AC Milan than Manchester United had in the full 90 against Young Boys.
Absolutely. I think we had 2 shots within the first 3 minutes, didn't we?
Are you going to win the league? So you got Ronaldo.
Yeah. He's realistic.
No
he's not impressed by the Ronaldo. He's a realistic fan. Big up Talk. He did the watch along yesterday, bless him.
Yeah.
Stayed for the whole thing in the aftermatch.
I might have got involved.
Oh, yeah. That's why he's here, look. So big up Talk because he's not fooled by this. So this
he knows the issues.
So you want to say we're lucky?
How would you call that luck, my friend? Look at those numbers.
No luck at all.
23 shots. Do you know what I mean? 86% pass accuracy. I think, where's the corners? 15 corners as well. We were winning a lot of corners.
Lucky?
I think they were a bit better because we've not been happy with our corners lately, have we?
No, yeah.
Our corners are still poor. I'm sorry, they are.
They were a little better.
We managed to get past the first man a couple more times than normal. So, well done there, but they're still poor. They're
still poor.
Not good enough.
All right. The third goal.
Well, we're not talking about Salah.
We'll get there. Eventually,
okay. So, second half. Getting into... Where are we going next? I'm all over the place. Second half.
Second goal.
Equalizer.
Divock Origi turned it into Prime Zidane. What an assist. I've got to say, I was quite impressed by Origi tonight.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed. He work rate, his pressing, his tackling. Yeah, he didn't, obviously he didn't really have a shot on goal. He should have slid Salah in when he took a shot in one go. But
can we
apart from that, well,
you impressed?
What people fail to remember is that when Origi had his run of games, he was unstoppable.
I didn't forget that. Yeah.
And then who goes and crops him? Was it Nevertonian? Were we playing Everton when he got injured?
Yeah.
But come on now. What he brings, along with the fact that he has studied psychology, that's very important.
Okay.
Psychology gives you mental strength. It builds discipline as well. So for Origi to be where he is at the stage of his career, excellent. I can't fault him, okay? I just can't. Because for a young man of his talents and his ability, and his natural ability as well, for that matter, the fact that he's not getting a good run of games in our first 11 just tells you how good we are. What kind of players we have, what quality of players we've got in our front line and in midfield. So for him to come on and basically do what he did tonight, I was like, yeah, perfect. He didn't look rusty. He didn't look out of place. Okay, there were a couple of times, a couple of touches at the start that I feel that he could have made a different decision, especially when it came to the first pass that he should have just laid off to Mo. He tried to slot it through the middle, but that didn't work out. But again, I can't fault him. That's why I gave him a 9.
I think for someone, like you said, that all the fans were just saying, sell him, get rid, hasn't played any games. No one was really bigging him up too much. I mean, we all know, cult hero Origi. Like, we can't think of Champions League without his name, corner taking good. We all love him, but everyone was like, nah, he's done, let's get rid. When he wasn't sold, there was a big uproar. We've sold Shaqiri, we need to get rid of him as well. Do you think Klopp sat him down and said, look, you need to come out now and you need to show people, you need to show me and the team, we're going to need you this season now. We're not buying anyone else. You need to come out and bring your A game. And that was his chance to show what he can do. And I was impressed.
I think what Klopp has done is spoken to Origi's father. And then in that turn, Origi's father has then spoken to his son. Because, come on.
Right.
There's only so much a manager can say to a player. There's only
yeah.
I don't know when it comes to, because obviously Origi wasn't on the bench against Leeds. Like, we had no attackers on the bench against Leeds. So, I don't know if he's felt that he needs to, because like I said, if Firmino's fit, if Minamino was 100% fit, Origi doesn't play tonight. It's sort of a case that he needs to rotate the team in certain positions. And, he's had his chance, but the fact is, I feel he's taken it. And I think he'll get a bit more trust from Klopp that, the standard ovation he got when he came off, really help his confidence after, he's probably heard the things that have been said. All players do. And, the fact that we can't really argue with it, that, let's be honest, the last 2 years, he's done nothing. And you can't live off sentiment for a player, entire career. So the reality is this, very much is last chance saloon for him. I'll be surprised if he is still with us at the end of this season. But I hope that he just gives it a good go and shows what we all know that he is capable of and what he has shown in the past. Let's not forget when Klopp first came in, he was Klopp's main man up front. It wasn't even Sturridge. It was Origi, and he was doing him proud, and he was doing us proud. Like I said, he came, he went out on loan to the Bundesliga, he came back.
Get back in.
He found himself as a bench guy, but then became a cult hero with the goal against Everton, Newcastle, and the Champions League goals.
I guess he started to play as well. He didn't really fit the mold of how we were playing. Bobby came along, and it was like, well.
No, I mean, that's the problem, wasn't it? Like, with Bobby just being perfect for the way that Klopp wants to play that position. He's, the best false nine around. And, there's no... This is the problem that we have as fans. We want to see a goal-scoring striker. And, but the way that Klopp plays, it's very difficult to find that striker who can do both. And unfortunately, Origi can't do the Firmino job. But right now he can't do the goal scoring job. But tonight, I thought he looked impressive. He did enough to show me that he can compete and he can support the team throughout the season.
Because I mean, if you're not going to get the goals, you need to make yourself useful all over the pitch, and he really did. He wasn't just lingering around like waiting for a goal. He was on it. He was busy, which. Klopp will not accept anything less than everybody mucks in. I even saw at one point, I know the commentator said it, Salah was right back because Trent was having an attack, Trent just bombed down there, like, right, I got this position. And that's the team, isn't it? That's our team. So people.
And this is one of the best. This is one of the best goal scoring attackers in the world, playing at right back.
Yeah.
When his team needs him to. And this is one of the most underappreciated roles that Salah does.
Yeah.
Like, it's not mentioned enough, his defensive work, how much he gets back to support the team. And everyone just sees him as this greedy winger. just a more clinical Arjen Robben, so to speak. He's not. He's not at all. He is.
I hate this
much
Reed
more.
thing that's attached to him. It really irritates me. So they were mentioning this in the stream yesterday, the Man U one. It really bothers me because he is not. And did you see Naby? He laid on a really nice Naby in the first half. Yes. Really nice silky ball. Naby missed it, unfortunately, but he is not greedy. He's just sharp and he knows when he's in. Of course, his skill and his talent. His first instinct is going to be to have a go, but he's not. He will get back and let other people. He'll take that position and get back and defend. I really don't like that about his reputation that he's got. It really bothers me. He is just a world-class fucking player, and he gives 100% all game, every game, and that's why he's up there where he is. And part of me, that was why when Harvey Elliott, Trent, Salah, and Harvey, that little trio, they were just clicking, weren't they? They were just all firing off of each other in that little triangle. But I'm sure, it seems like Harvey's going to be back before the end of the season. It's looking like now. Surgery's gone well, so we'll get to see that little trio again. Okay, so next goal.
Oh man, honestly, it just doesn't need explaining. It doesn't need explaining.
Is this 2005? Is this Gerrard?
It's Gerrard against Olympiacos. It's just.
I mean, not as dramatic and not as high power and what have you, but
no, of course not. Of course not. Oh, honestly, it's
I just had a
what a hit, son! What a hit!
I was literally just saying, if we don't score soon, they're going to start coming at us again. And then next thing you know, and I had a Monday saying, they're gonna put pressure on. You're gonna have to bring some subs on. What subs have you got to bring on? And I was like, we don't need no subs. We got Henderson.
Oh, I mean,
what a time to get that goal. He has that, doesn't he? He has that.
Yeah.
He's always had it. He just doesn't show it enough.
He doesn't pull it out. He doesn't show it to the world.
No, exactly. He just pulls it out when we need it, and honestly, it's just such a beautiful strike. And I mean, there's just no way to just describe that fucking moment. Like, I just went mental. Like, I just went absolutely.
I got it on a voice note.
7 long years before you score again in the Champions League. 7 people. 7.
I mean, you think that was the Brendan Rodgers season, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, man, has it been 7 years?
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Hendo's not known, he's not there to score the goals, but when he scores them, by God, does he score them?
Is to get it out on the wings to them little fast backers on the side to get in. That's what his role is. And some of his passing as well. You're talking about Matic with them long searching.
Yeah.
Some of his over to Salah, switching up the play. Amazing. I don't know why this guy gets so much negative attention.
It's because he's not producing the end product, which is what, unfortunately, a lot of fans who don't really appreciate the ethics and the work ethic that goes into actually getting that ball up there.
Yeah, he drives it up. Keeps everything calm in that back bit, Okay, so that goal just changed everything. I think after that, Klopp was just in full fuck it mode. He just started flinging on different people. I can't really tell you how Curtis played or how. Who else came on? Milner.
Milner came on.
I thought Curtis was okay.
I mean, I was kind of gone by then. I was getting ready to get on here, but
I think I thought Curtis was okay. Like, the only, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but the only thing that will probably come out of Elliott's injury is the fact that Jones will get more games, and I'm happy about that because I like Curtis Jones. Obviously, I want to see him and Elliott together at some point, but I mean, he came on again. I have no idea what his position was. I don't think Klopp knew. I just think he just said, "Look, go out there and chase the ball," and when you end up.
So
Sorry,
who did Curtis Jones come on for? Because I know Ox
came
on for
Jota.
Yeah.
Jones came on for Jota.
Thiago came on for Keita, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ox came on for Salah. Yeah, and Millie came on. Who came on for Origi?
Thiago.
Yeah. We'll get the best.
No, Mane.
Mane. It goes no surprise because I mean, I could have another. We could do a full show on Mane right now. Honestly,
I honestly think that Mane is a little indecisive at present. For what reason, I don't know.
He's just desperate. He's just too desperate.
Because he got that goal now. Do you think that's made him a bit? Because he's still got it, he can still twist people up.
This is my thing, and this is my concern. Like, does he still have it? Like last season, I think it's had a major impact on him. And like, there was a part when he first came on, and he's on the left hand side of the box. He finds himself in a position where he's past the fullback, and he's gone for the curl, and it's ended up, in Goodison Park. And it's like,
I know.
It's like when a couple of years back, he did that exact same thing to Arsenal, back of the net. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying that should go in the back of the net every time, but Jesus, like, it hit the corner flag. Like, this isn't the Mane that we know and love, and it worries me because right now he's going to be the first of the famous three to go. And at one point, I would have had Mane over Salah. Like, that's how good he was a couple of seasons ago. He's just so strong and direct and pacey, and he's just, I don't know what it is with him right now, but it really does worry me. But again, that formation is just so strange because there's like, basically we had a 4-4-2 with Mane and Ox as our strikers. Neither of them are a striker.
I mean, can we really judge him on that whole setup and that last few minutes? It was a mad last 10 minutes.
No, but I mean, Mane came on 65th minute or something. He had plenty of time to make an impact. And he didn't like the Ox when he came on. I thought he looked good. Like, he only had about 10 minutes. He tracked back really well. He tracked back really well. He put a great through ball to Mane, which, again, Mane being so indecisive right now, he just messes it up. And it's just not him. So, it has me worried.
I mean, all we can say is we're going to keep watching him. Hopefully in a few gets a little run in. I don't know what it is with him. I love him to bits. I think he's still got the footwork. It's just that killer instinct. Me and James spoke about in the last show. It just seems that final, killer instinct, he's a bit more hesitant than he used to be.
Yeah.
He just takes too long with it. The few times today, instead of just bam, he's taken another touch. He never used to do that. I need to go to this a minute. Tad predicts, good evening. I'm so glad you've joined us. Only Henry had more assists than Salah of the quickest to 100 goals, but Salah is selfish. This is what I'm saying. People don't realize how many assists he's got. It's not just goals. He is not selfish. He is not greedy. He's just very good at scoring goals.
Yeah, exactly that.
I think he's got the second highest amount of assists since KDB's been in the league, like behind KDB. Yeah. I think in the time that he's been in the league, I think Salah's got the second highest assists. Mm-hmm. And I think he's top of the goal charts as well. So it's the agenda. Like, who was that Pratt on TalkSport? He was going, I don't like, I don't rate Salah, but I don't know why. Like,
yeah,
like what? Like this, but he's basically speaking for a lot of people out there. They just want to hate Salah, and there's no reason why. There's absolutely no, like, people. Oh, no, I'd rather have Prime Hazard in my team. No, why? Like,
but they keep comparing him to retired players. This is what makes me laugh, because you can't compare him to anyone now.
No, like, I just.
But what annoys me, and we said this in the last show, because he's got his 100 thing, and me and James, why is he not recognized? Is it? I mean, is it because he's Muslim? Is it because he's humble and he doesn't just go out and do all the fancy tricks and skills? Look how much Neymar is lauded. Since Neymar's been at PSG, I think Mo's stats have just outshone him by far.
He's only beaten by Messi.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's only beaten by Messi.
Does not nowhere near get the praise he deserves. He just gets constantly judged for being greedy and selfish. Does anyone call Messi selfish or Ronaldo? All these other players that are getting all these stats.
See, this is the thing, guys. If you want to make a comparison between the top 5 Premier League players who were the fastest to 100 goals, Thierry Henry has only played 2 less games than Mo did to get to 100. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So if we'd have played better in a couple of games, you know, bless him, he could have beat Henry. They're all strikers as well.
Exactly that.
He's a winner.
You look at that as well, like Henry. I mean, for me, Henry is probably my all-time favorite Premier League player, just in terms of growing up the player he was. And you know, you compare his stats to Salah. You know, he's right up there with him in both the terms of the goals and the assists as the an overall player. Now, you know, Wayne Rooney, you know, will be probably classed as the best of the lot in terms of the goals and assists, but Salah can easily catch up to that sort of record as well. Like, because he won't stop. He doesn't want to stop. Obviously, if we sort out this contract situation and get him in for another 5 years, we never know where he'll end up because he just doesn't want to stop.
It's the consistency as well, isn't it? You know,
exactly.
It's just
like
there.
You know, people think, you know, because someone's obviously he's 29 now, so they're going to think, oh, as soon as he turns 30, that's it. Like modern day football is completely different now. The way that and Mo Salah looks after himself in a similar way.
You know, don't drink, healthy living.
Obviously, he just doesn't make, you know, it doesn't make like same as James Milner, you know.
Olivier Giroud.
Yeah.
He's 30. What? He's 34 now. Milner's 35. Ibrahimovic,
Jacko's
36, 37?
Yeah, Jacko's 30, 34, 35, just signed for Inter Milan. Main striker there now. Like, Ibrahimovic, 40.
It's a completely different era, isn't it? You know,
exactly.
Going out after the game, getting drunk, smoking fags and all that kind of stuff. The equipment in the gyms, the level of physio and coaching and everything that is all just leveled up. So I don't think the ages now, you know, is going to be higher.
It's not that much of a factor as it used to be in the 70s.
And obviously, if that player is determined and focused and really professional, like just look at James Milner. He is the prime example over anybody else. I'd have to say James Milner just is a perfect role model for how you keep yourself professional and in shape, and you can still give 100% because he does, doesn't he?
But let's face it, when it comes to strikers, they can walk. Midfielders can't. They run a lot more.
This is it.
Midfielders anyway.
Amandi, what do you think of Keita today, guys?
Personally, God. I felt he had a quiet game. He wasn't given license to run, to maraud.
Swallowed up a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I felt that he did. It was kind of quiet on Monday. But let's face it, he did have a quiet game. I suppose he was told that he's got to do a job, stick to it, be disciplined, don't go over the top, don't be an idiot, don't waste your passes, you know. Do your job, mister. You're getting paid for this.
I mean, this is the thing though, when it comes to Naby Keita, like a lot of, you know, you hear from his agent coming out, or his ex-agent or whatever coming out saying he's not being used correctly. You hear fans trying to use the excuse because we all want Naby to succeed, but the reality is he's been here 3 years now. He should know his job, whether he likes it or not. That's his job.
Yeah,
I'm sure Dini Wijnaldum didn't like being an attacking second striker at Newcastle to have to play, you know, a more ball retention role at Liverpool, and he did it because he's a true professional, and he he's become one of the most respected midfielders in the game because of it. Now, I'm not saying that Keita's not a professional. He is, and obviously he's been unlucky with injuries. But the reality is, he's just not what we thought he was going to be. Now, whether that's because of Klopp's tactics, it shouldn't matter. The fact is, he should do the job that Klopp wants him to do, and he doesn't. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it anymore. Every time I see him this season so far, he's been fit, and every time I've seen him so far this season, he's looked slow. He's looked off the pace. He's not getting involved as much in terms of tracking back.
Do you honestly think though that Klopp has told him, right, here you go, you got license to do what you want?
He should. No, because our midfield doesn't have license to do what it wants. Like Gini Wijnaldum didn't have license to do what he wants, but he did his job and became respected for it, and was a massive part of our success because he did the job that Klopp wanted him to do.
So in that respect, then, I also feel that Keita should be given maybe another season and a half, give him some more leeway, because at the end of the day, we do have at least 4, maybe 5 midfielders that could step into or that could be subbed on before him. So again, I personally think it's a conundrum where Keita is concerned, but I don't think it's that much of a problem.
But for me, in that case though, Nick, if you're saying give him another season, we've had him for 3 years now, which means, I think he would have signed a 5-year contract when he signed. If we go in next season, he'll be going into his last year of his contract. So are you saying that we've actually looked to extend his contract to be able to get a return on him? Because we're not going to get a return on him
this season. Give him last season. If he cannot pull out the performances that we bought him for, then by all means, let him go.
Right,
let Mane go for that matter as well. But
I'll give him this season, but I think if he doesn't do it this season, we've got to sell him, because I can't imagine us wanting to extend his contract. And FSG like to make money. So
what I find frustrating with him is in pre-season, him and Tsimikas, wow, they were blowing us away. We're like, wow, look at these guys, they're on it, on it. Is it just like stage fright? Is it the pressure? I mean, I think today he just got swallowed up a little bit in that what was going on. It was a bit like, whoa, like this is heavy metal football. Like, wow, I've not really experienced this before. He missed the whole of last season, didn't he? The whole of last season.
Well, he played in the Real Madrid game. That was in the February. Like, we can't say, he has chunks of time out. He gets injured. He has, a few months off with his injuries. But, to say that he's not playing the role that he wants to play, he's sometimes further than the striker. Like today, there was times when he was the guy in the box. When Salah's making his run, he's the one running ahead. So, where do you want to play? You're the one who's getting a chance in that position. That's, of course, where you want to play. And he's not able to do it.
Where I've seen him best is linking with Mane. That's where I've seen him best, is when him and Mane are linking up.
We talk about the preseason, and this is why I don't read too much into preseason, and as long as the players come out fit, because Andre Vonering destroyed preseason.
I mean, Tsimikas, he impressed in preseason, and when he had to fill in for Robbo, he was still impressive. So maybe he will have it. We've got a comment from Tad Predicts here. It says the 8 on the right hand side has more license than on the left. Kate has been used more on the left this season than previous seasons, hence why he looks more restricted. That's the role on the left.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you,
you,
Tad. Cheers, Tad.
I mean, I
think he's the one who's been getting further forward, because on the right we had Hendo. Like Hendo's not box anymore.
He needs to step his game up, doesn't he? Now Elliot's out as well. Him and Curtis, is their time to stand up and say, right, I want that spot that he was getting. He was getting first team spots. I want that spot. So that's down to them now to stamp their authority and get in that thing. And the way they do that is in training. We obviously can't see what happens in training. But from today, wasn't outstanding. But like I said, I think he was just swallowed up a little bit in the style of the game, the way we were playing. We've got another question from Amundi here. I hope you're still with us, Mons. Do you think Klopp's system works best with 3 hard-working pressing midfielders? So I think this is him having an issue with us buying Thiago. I think he doesn't necessarily think Thiago fits what we are best at. So I'll go to you first with that, Nick.
I disagree.
I think this is going back to us having Henderson, Wijnaldum, and
Fabinho,
yeah.
Well, I would say different strokes for different boats and different players for different games. Thiago, you can see that he's got a fucking violin and the bow, or he has got the fucking conductor's baton in his back pocket. Watch it, bro. What he was doing for Bayern Munich, he can do for us. Trust me. He pulls strings. I was watching him tonight, and what he was doing with his little jinks, his little movements. Okay, the Milan players weren't so much backing off him, but there was a point when he got flipping Page right in the back, and let's call that for sure.
With his ass, and the guy
took off the glasses cleanly and put them back on. I was like, what the fuck did I watch? Hey, that's a fucking foul, eh?
He must have a rock hard ass in it to hurt him that bad with it. They even had to come with the deep heat and everything. I'm like, really? Get out.
For me,
what do you think,
I mean, it's where we've had our success. Gini Wijnaldum, Hendo, and Fabinho have been, the rock, in terms of the Champions League and the Premier League success over those 2 years.
Yeah.
What I would love to see, and what I think did work, we just didn't have the defense for it, is the 2016-17 midfield of Coutinho in there, where we just didn't have the defense, but we were playing some amazing football when Klopp first came in his first season. And Coutinho was a massive part of that because he had the freedom, because he was the calm, because, let's be honest, he doesn't have to press as much because it's not really what he's built for.
Getting as well out the box.
So I would like to see Klopp, and I think that's what he's trying to do with Harvey Elliott, because Harvey Elliott, he isn't the biggest, he's not the strongest, but he is very creative. He's very good with the ball at his feet. And I think that's what he was trying to do with Harvey Elliott. And again, we may see Keita be the one to get that license now. We don't know. In terms of Thiago, I don't know what everyone's problem is with Thiago. He doesn't get the goals, he doesn't get the assists. Well, he never did. He never did for Bayern. It wasn't his role. He conducts the game, he runs it. Just go back and watch his performance against Leeds. Like, he absolutely just ran the show. And I absolutely love that man. And, for me, Thiago, Hendo, Fabinho is our main midfield. Like, when everyone's
like an evolvement of what Klopp's. I think each season Klopp's done what he's had to do with his restrictions of who he's been able to buy and how he's been able to play the squad. And we've epitomized the patience of rebuilding a squad, of getting a few in and then getting the best out of what you've got, getting another few in and getting the best out of what you've got. I think this was his view maybe all along, was to bring this in, and it's bringing us a new style. It's adapting a little bit, but we can still, like you've seen tonight, we can still go back to that. Everyone knows their roles in that old school. Let's do this way, but then we can bring on Thiago and we can bring on other players and change it up a little bit in that midfield to bring something different. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You could say that Man U have that within their team right now as well. They have options.
Well, I mean, I also don't get the whole Thiago can't press thing. I mean, he tackles like Paul Scholes, but he puts the work in.
Come on.
Like, he puts the work in. Like, I don't, you don't see him just standing there. He's always getting back. He's always trying to get involved. He's great he's great challenging in the air as well. That's always surprised me. Never seems to lose a battle for the ball in the air.
He always wants to battle. That's what I love about him.
Exactly.
He always feels like every ball's like the last ball, like he goes in. So yeah, on Monday, maybe we do work best with free hard working, but Thiago works hard. So yes, we do.
Yeah, I don't get that, but
yeah. On Monday, first time I've seen Kessie flustered on the ball. Great press on him at times. I mean, everyone's like, even in the thumbnail I've put Kessie on there. Everyone's like, watch out for this guy. Watch out for this guy. This guy looked just like Lukaku looked when we played Chelsea. He just looked pissed off.
I think though, if he was working under Klopp, he'd be a different player because he'll be trained to deal with this role. I like Kessie, and I felt a couple of times his strength. He ran quite a few. He made a good couple of runs. He took the ball with him. Don't get me wrong. There was no one in the AC Milan team who stood out like whoa. But I thought Kessie, considering it was a player that was, I wanted for us to go for in the summer. I felt if Klopp had him, Klopp would turn him into a different player. But from what I saw of him, that's where you could see parts where Klopp would like that. And then Klopp would sort everything else out.
Yeah, because he's best coach ever. Talk MU. The gulf in class of team management is monstrous. I think he means between Klopp and Ole.
No, that's a fact. We know this.
I think Ronaldo is going to take over coaching Man U now. I think he's like, right, you know what, mate, sit down. You don't know what you're doing.
Honestly, I'm so glad that Ole signed that contract. Because he's the only thing that's going to stop Man United. Like he just is so technically inept, and I've said it in their post-match reaction yesterday. Having Ole Gunnar Solskjaer manage that Man United team is like Stevie Wonder driving a Lamborghini.
Yeah,
like he just doesn't know what he's doing, and he's absolutely right. Klopp handled that game perfectly.
Yeah,
in terms of.
I have to add this as well.
There's no
Man United supporters on Monday, present company accepted. Y'all ain't gonna turn around like flipping to Alex Ferguson did, 4 them years ago. Ollie's not that guy.
He is not that guy.
Ollie's not that guy.
And Ronaldo's not enough because there's only so much he can do on his own. And even in that game, he's having to go back and forward. He can't be everybody on the pitch. But so that. So Ollie's 11 games in the Champions League. He's lost 7. The 4 that he won were all with penalties.
But this is the thing, like with, you look at the top 4 as it is at the moment. Like you look at the management of the top 4. Klopp, Tuchel, and Pep could easily walk into another top job. They can leave our clubs right now. They can get. Ole would struggle to get a top 10 job in the Premier League.
He's only there because he was like their super sub.
Yeah.
If he hadn't he wouldn't have got anywhere near that job. Anywhere near. It really baffles me.
He'd still be in Norway right now.
He's still there. It really baffles me. This is Man United, and they're being managed by their old super sub. I find it hilarious, to be honest. He will. They don't get rid of him by Christmas. It's all just going to really unravel. It's just.
He should go if they don't win a trophy. It's as simple as that. Forget the contract. He should go if they don't win a trophy. I
mean, I still think they're going to be up in that top 4.
Oh, yeah. The players are good enough. They just don't have the right managers to take them to that next level.
No. Next comment. Anthony. Welcome, Anthony. This is an Arsenal fan. Did you enjoy watching some Champions League footy tonight, darling? Who will do better at the English teams in the Champions League? I have to say, Chelsea have a great defence.
Yeah.
Man City have 3 starting teams. I mean, I don't know. It's so early in, and we've got the toughest group.
It's only game week 1 as well. Come on.
If we get out of this group, I give us a good go at it.
I just think we're different when it comes to the knockouts. Like the group stages, we remember it was the Alisson save against Napoli that got us out of that group. Last season we weren't great. I remember when we lost to, was it like Stella Bucharest or something? Like 2-0. Or Victoria Plastan or whatever they're called. Like, the group stages aren't where we do our best work. We do our best work in the knockouts, especially with a full crowd at Anfield. And I'll always back us. I'll always back us to do well in the Champions League. It's our competition. Out of all the English clubs, it's our competition.
And Klopp loves that whole knockout vibe, all or nothing. Like that's his forte, isn't it? I think he loves that. I think Pep doubts himself, playing without what was his name?
Fernandinho,
where I can guess his things.
Exactly, I think
too
short in the final
will be good though. So I think us and Chelsea will.
Yeah, Chelsea could go far unless they get ravaged by injuries. I really do believe Chelsea are going to go far this season.
Yeah,
they're going to go deep in that competition.
But it's Lukaku enough? He's kind of getting found out a little bit already, isn't he? I mean, he's improved, but is it enough?
Well, I mean, he got found out by the best centre-back partnership in the league. I think since then
he got balled out to our defenders.
Hasn't he scored in every game apart from against us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's been found out
But in the Champions League, it's a whole new.
There's no better centre-back partnership though. Like in Europe. I know. He scored against Zenit, didn't he? He scored against Zenit. I think Chelsea overall
I think he's been a bit overhyped, though. Personally, I think he's been a bit over. Like, it's Lukaku. He's going to come and save Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, you never. It obviously depends. I mean, it just depends on fitness and everything, especially at that stage, like when the knockouts come and the games come thick and fast. Obviously, we'll be going into the knockouts without Salah and Mane and Keita come January, so that's another thing we need to consider as well if we get out the group, which we should do.
I have to hope that others are missing people as well.
I don't think this one is as important as we are.
I know.
That's the problem.
Anthony, yes, Gemma, I did enjoy watching the Champions League tonight. Do you know what? I think everybody I know, apart from a Man City fan, watched our game, and I think that just says it all, doesn't it? It's two great classics tonight. AC Milan, so much respect for them as well in Europe. Obviously, us.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like growing up with it, I missed Arsenal in the Champions League. I missed that classic top four. I'm glad that we're much better than we were in those days in terms of the top four. But
I remember it as the top three, like Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool. Like it was kind of
Chelsea.
Me too. Chelsea, no.
Chelsea when I was growing up, Chelsea were part of that top four. They became part of that top four.
Feeling old now. I mean, they were just coming into it, but I just always remember it as Liverpool, Man U, and Arsenal, and you'd look at the trophy thing, and it still replicates that. They just pull their finger out, man. I don't want to see them relegated. I think it'll be a really sad day.
It's crazy to think that we could even be talking about that for Arsenal.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy.
Well, they won't get relegated. They'll come, maybe 17th, but not relegated.
It's mad though, isn't it? How what team are we talking about the other day? You can go from being in, Premiership, having a few issues, going to Championship, having another. It's amazing how quickly you can drop, isn't it? Players leave.
The Leeds were just a financial mess, weren't they?
Exactly.
Leeds were a financial mess. Sunderland, in a sense. They had a good few years in the Premier League before they just absolutely flown away. But again, their owner just wouldn't put any money into the team when they were in the Premier League.
So
the more you drop down, the less money comes in, the less players want to come. It's a very slippery slope, isn't it? It's quite a dangerous slide.
It's vicious as well. Yeah.
But such a brand and a.
I think Arsenal versus Luton next season will be fire.
Come on,
at the Emirates.
I think they'll enjoy it more, won't they? You know, they'll enjoy it more. They'll get more fun. Then. Sorry, Anthony. Thank you for watching. We're only kidding. We're only kidding.
We love Arsenal. I do love Arsenal.
Yeah.
If Liverpool could win the title when I was growing up, I wanted it to be Arsenal. And we never could win the title.
Yeah. I feel like it's always been, you might know this, Nick, like in the banter stakes, it's always kind of been Liverpool and Arsenal versus Man U and Spurs, isn't it? Kind of like when people take sides.
Man U and who?
You know that team that when we won the Champions League a little while ago. that team with the white cock. I gotta go to bed.
I don't know we played Man United in the final.
That's it. Yeah, my girlfriend.
They got no balls. Their manager ain't got no balls anyway.
I'll tell you this. Listen. They are, I'm sorry, Spuds, but you are that bad that the last time you won anything was before, well, anything of note was before I was born.
Yeah. And that was a long time ago. I'm sorry.
And on that note, I'm going to leave now. I need to go to my bed.
What an image to end on.
Jordan Henderson. What a captain. What a moment. What a time to bring out his inner Gerrard and just smash the fucking winner.
Beautiful.
Perfect timing, perfect game, perfect opponent. Taking us right back to Istanbul.
Yeah.
Living the dream. Who have we got next? It's
who have we got next?
I've been concentrating too much on this game.
I know. I've been writing them all down as well. Like
I've been doing a classic thing. Never look past the next opponent. Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace we've got, and that's at home as well, isn't it? Then we've got Norwich on the Tuesday, EFL. I think we're going to see Konate.
It's got to be Konate's debut. It's got to be.
Yeah, definitely.
They better not play
Are you sure, considering how well Palace are playing right now?
No. In the EFL, Norwich. In the League Cup.
Oh.
Versus Norwich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'll go full strength with them. It will show Palace the respect. He'll go full strength with them.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just beat that team that you said that you haven't won anything.
Who?
That team that won nothing, you know. They were top of the league for a couple of weeks, mouthing off. Yeah. And then it's Brentford.
Such a joke. Yeah, I can't actually.
So our next Champions League is
it's going to be a fun game.
Porto, 28th.
Oof.
We like it. We love this game against Porto. This is where Mane turns up. He loves the game against Porto.
Yeah.
I feel like this is. I'm. When people got their groups and everyone looked at ours and they were like, "Oh shit!" I felt like, do you know what? It just means we won't be complacent. We're going to go all out. We're going to fight, and we'll get past these teams. So the knockouts will feel like maybe a little relief. Like, we've done the hard bit. We've got out of the group, and it's like a good pre-season.
Looking at the clubs in our group, the only club that I think or thought when I first saw it would give us trouble is Atletico, and they drew against Porto tonight. So
did they?
Yeah.
0-0, no goal scored.
I mean, it's it's definitely going to be because there are like Madrid are our third and fourth game, so that's going to be telling like where we're going to end. Because ideally you want to get at least qualification by game day 4. You just want to get that sorted, and then you can rest a little bit. A couple of the players. So hopefully over those 2 games we can. I can see us getting at least 4 points. But no, I mean the most important thing though is getting off to 3 points, getting that win because it is a difficult group. There's no doubt about that. getting the 3 points to start
tone.
is exactly what we need.
Setting the tone, stamping our authority. Like Klopp says, you're either the confident team or you're the nervous team. And today we were the confident team, you know?
100%.
Cool. All right. So if you're still watching, it's been a long evening. If you're going to re-watch again, FTB Sports, KOP TALK, we're going to be back. I need to check my thing again. Saturday, Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. I think the match is 3 p.m. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's the 3 p.m. kickoff, isn't it?
Can't even do a watch along.
So we're going to have to illegally find a way to do that. But we will be here for the after-match reaction. I don't know if you guys will. I'm hoping that you will join us. Anthony Herbert, he's just saying, friends and family were happy tonight over the result. It was plastered on Facebook. Yes.
Of course it was.
We spread love and joy everywhere we go. Amandi, thanks for staying with us. Thank you very much. Andy. Love your support as well. Okay, so we'll be back Saturday after Crystal Palace.
I'm on baby duty, so I probably won't be there.
Okay, I'll be here. I just have to find a way to watch it.
I'll leave the audience in suspense about me.
We'll see.
Leave them in suspense.
I'll be here. Whoever's with me, yes, we'll have to wait and see. Right, I'm going to end on this note.
Have a good night, guys.
Night, everyone.